Alright, what is up ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the unboxing for the Poco M3. Now this is my first Poco device. I did buy it. This was not a review unit sent by Poco, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what they have to offer in such a small price range under the sub 12,000 rupees bracket. And yeah, this is the box. It's made in India. As you guys can see, I picked up the yellow color, the 6GB RAM 64GB ROM variant, and you've got a bunch of specs outlined on the back. But with that being said, let's take out my orange knife, which just looks cute but actually is really sharp, and let's proceed with the unboxing. So we are going to cut the two pieces of tape over here on the side, and as you can see, with that said, while we're doing that, there's a bunch of specs here, but we'll get to that later. Now, something that is really interesting about this phone is the fact that it has a 6000 mAh battery, and it also has a 48 megapixel triple camera setup, which again is practically useless except the main sensor, but we'll get to that later. First things first, you get the SIM ejector tool, a bunch of written material that nobody wants to read, and also this transparent clear TPU case. Honestly, the case doesn't feel that good, but there's not much to expect when you are buying a phone in this budget range. With that out of the way, let's take a look at the phone itself. Now, once again, as I said, I went for the yellow color. I really like it. It gives me a little bit of cyberpunk vibes. Let's put the phone aside and let's see what else we have. Pretty standard stuff. You've got a Type-C to USB adapter to charge your phone and for data transfers, and you also have a 22.5 watt charging brick from me. This can charge your Poco M3 at a speed of 22.5 watts, but it's a little wasted because the Poco M3 can only accept charging speeds up to 18 watts. And since this is a huge battery, it's gonna take a while to charge, so the entire question of fast charging is out of the box. Alright, so this is the phone itself. The first thing I'm gonna do is remove this sticker on the back. This has all your SAR information, etc, etc. On the front, you've also got this screen protector, which appears to be a little damaged or something, and I don't like these kind of screen protectors, so I'm gonna remove that as well. And yeah, I wish I had the audio for this part because apparently this is considered very satisfying, but it's just a screen protector, and now we have that squeaky clean phone. Now moving on the back, as you guys can see, you've got the Poco branding as well as the triple camera setup. Now, only one of these cameras I would say is usable because the other ones are both 2 megapixel depth and macro sensors, which as time has told us are pretty useless. So yeah, we're not going to be talking about that. I will be working on a camera review in case you guys are interested, and also a Gcam video to see whether there is any real improvement. But with that said, let's boot it up. Alright, let's zoom the camera in a little bit. We can see MIUI. So this is running on MIUI 12, and it should boot up with the settings page. Let's see what kind of ads and bloatware and basically how is the entire setting up experience. So first things first, we've got the MIUI 12 screen. Then we go to the next, choose your language, blah blah blah. Let me just finish all of this. We are going to agree to the terms and conditions, no SIM card, no Wi-Fi for now, and allow the Google services. Now once that is done, as you guys can see, the next thing that pops up is the setup fingerprint thing. Now I was expecting an in-display fingerprint sensor, but to my surprise, this is actually one of those fingerprint sensors that are physically outside on the phone. So this is on the right side of the phone, right below the volume lockers. To set that, you have to set a pattern first. Obviously, let's just create a very simple Z pattern, and once that is done, let's set up our fingerprint sensor. Now I haven't used a fingerprint sensor like this since like a long time, but yeah, the setup process was actually pretty hassling. It wasn't recognizing my finger, and I had to tilt the phone in various directions to make sure it gets that. Now once that is done, you'll be greeted with this page, which is basically the additional settings. This is where you get personalized ads, glance for MI. So I'm going to turn all of this off. I want as less ads as possible because I have heard of the entire ad fiasco with Xiaomi and devices like these. With that, let's choose the classic theme. The setup is complete according to the phone, and now it's loading all of the apps. It's a pretty long setup process, to be fair. I mean, it took me more than 5-6 minutes to set it up, but regardless of that, this is done. And the next thing that we are greeted with is the home screen itself. So this is the home screen. Obviously, we're rocking MIUI 12. You've got a bunch of nonsense bloatware notifications already, and yeah, we swipe to the left and right, and this is where I think if you guys have watched Harsh's unboxing as well, I totally get this. There's a lot of bloatware that is installed, and and you don't really want this. Obviously you can uninstall these things, but you do have to take the time out and do that. And I just noticed a little bit of frame drops. So spec wise, this has 6 gigs of RAM and 64 GB of ROM, along with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 662, which is an octa-core processor. And yeah, as you can see, it's running on MIUI 12.0.1. There should be an update coming pretty soon. And yeah, it has 6 gigs of RAM, as I said before. The UI is a little clunky. It's also running on Android 10, and there are no dates out for Android 11 yet, but hopefully they will provide an update. The brightness meter is obviously here. The UI feels a little clunky. The first thing I'm going to obviously do for future videos is install Nova Launcher on it and change the way this phone looks. With that said, let's check out the camera, because honestly this is a first impressions video. I just want to check the camera out and then test the phone later for future videos. Alright, so here's the camera. It wants location right now, which I am not going to allow it. And yeah, with that said, alright, so this is the camera. You've got AI mode, HDR mode. I just want to check out the raw photos right now from the main sensor, the 12 megapixel photos, so to speak. So I'm going to pull up one of my phones here really quick and take a nice overhead shot. Now keep in mind, this is a very professionally lit environment, and even then the photos do look good when you glance at them, but after zooming in you can see there's some sort of weird softening happening, which is making it look very, very cluttered. Now I assume that this will be fixed if we go ahead and switch on the 48 megapixel mode, which is supposed to take higher resolution photos, Ultra HD, as you guys can see. So I'm going to click the same photo again and zoom in and see what sort of changes are there. So yeah, right off the bat, once you double tap to zoom, there's obviously a lot more detail, but there is still some weird noise reduction happening, which I don't think it really needs to kick in all the time. Regardless of that, let's check out the front camera once and then we'll end this video. Alright, so this is the front camera, and I'm gonna turn off all the beauty mode and all of those filters, because let's be honest, nobody wants that, especially if you're a dude and you're using this phone. Okay, we have a phone call, never mind. Moving on, the selfies, okay, the selfies are pretty clunky, I would say. Once again, the skin tone is not accurate. It's very reddish for some reason, and even after turning everything off, there's a lot of softening and beauty mode stuff happening. And yeah, I think my initial impressions of this phone are just that this seems like a good phone on paper, with the price that you're getting it for and the specs, especially the battery. But I will have to test it out more for you guys to answer the question whether you should buy this phone or not. With that said, guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. Hope you guys did like it. We're slowly venturing into more mainstream tech reviews and budget phone reviews, because I figured that would be a great way to give this channel a chance to grow once again and accomplish subscription goals, as well as reach our content out to more people in general, so you guys can have high quality videos to watch even for budget devices here in India. With that said, guys, this is Anubhav signing out. I hope you guys have a wonderful day ahead. You can buy the Poco M3 from the link in the description below. Yes, it's an affiliate link. Definitely give it a shot. If you're looking to buy this phone, it would help me out a lot. With that said, this is Anubhav signing out. I'll catch you guys next time. I'll be back with a lot of more videos on this device, as well as a lot of other budget devices launching around this time. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. You guys have a great day, stay safe, and peace out.